Sometimes, one moment can break everything you built. And sometimes, that same moment can bring it all back together. This is the story of a small family from a quiet English village. A family that lost everything they thought mattered, until life showed them what truly did. The Winters family lived in a small countryside village called Maplewood, a place where mornings smelled like fresh bread and evenings were painted with golden sunsets. Daniel Winters, a 42-year-old mechanic, owned a tiny workshop at the edge of town. He was honest, hard-working, and tired. Every day, he fixed other people's cars, but didn't have time to fix his own broken family. His wife, Clara, worked as a nurse in the local clinic. Kind, patient, always smiling for others, but lately, her smile had stopped reaching home. And their son, Eli, only 12, quiet and curious, spent most of his time drawing pictures of stars and rockets, dreaming of places far away from the arguments that filled their small kitchen. It started with small things: missed dinners, short replies, a slammed door here and there. Then came the long silences. Daniel blamed work, Clara blamed distance, and Eli blamed himself. Every evening, the sound of laughter that once filled their home was replaced by the ticking clock on the wall. They were 3 people living under one roof, but in 3 different worlds. Still, life went on, until one rainy Friday evening, everything changed. Daniel was driving home from work. Rain poured so heavily he could barely see the road. He had promised Eli he'd come early that day to see his school art project, but once again he was late. When he finally reached the main road, he saw flashing lights ahead, an ambulance, a crowd. Traffic had stopped. As he stepped out to see what happened, his heart dropped. It was his car, Clara's old blue sedan. Someone whispered, "A woman and a child were hit at the crossing." Daniel froze. The world around him faded. He ran forward, shouting their names. "Clara! Eli!" The paramedics held him back. The rain kept falling. The blue car door was crushed in. For the first time in years, Daniel's tough hands trembled. At the hospital, time moved slowly. Eli had a broken arm. Clara had bruises and a mild concussion. They were lucky, so lucky. The driver who hit them said he couldn't see through the rain. A second later, and things could have been different. When Daniel walked into that hospital room, he saw Eli asleep on the bed, his arm in a sling. Clara was sitting beside him, tears on her cheeks. Daniel didn't say a word. He just walked up to her, held her hand, and whispered, "I'm sorry." Clara looked up at him. "We almost lost everything, Daniel. For what? For work? For pride? For silence?" That moment, the cold hospital light, the sound of the heart monitor, and his son's small hand resting between theirs, Daniel felt something inside him break and heal at the same time. He realized that the things he had been chasing, the hours, the money, the pride, none of it mattered. What mattered was right in front of him. After that night, things changed. Not all at once, but little by little. Daniel started coming home early. Sometimes he and Eli would fix old bicycles together in the garage. Clara would join them, bringing lemonade, her laughter slowly returning. They began having dinners again, simple meals, but shared with warmth. Sundays became family days. They'd drive to the lake, feed the ducks, or just sit quietly watching the sunset. Their home was still small, their lives still busy, but their hearts were full again. Sometimes it takes one terrifying moment to remind us of what we already have. We rush, we work, we chase, but in doing so, we often forget the faces that wait for us at home. The Winters family learned something that night. You don't need a perfect life to be happy. You just need to be present and grateful. Because family isn't about the house you live in or the money you earn. It's about the moments you share and the love that survives even the darkest storms. So tonight, before you go to bed, look at the people you love. Say thank you, because one moment can change everything.